Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. Let's talk about ILUS, Cybl stock, and Aitx, my prediction for 2026, because I believe that two of these three stocks that I'm talking about will be uplisted at that point in time. We know Ilus is uplisting supposedly by the end of this year, but they might push it back knowing them. So 2026, that's pretty far off. But hey, time flies. 2021 was not too long ago, and yet it feels like so much time has gone by. Well, guess what? It has. It's been 3 years. So my prediction for ILUS is that this stock will be on a higher exchange. Whether it bottoms out or not, that's a whole nother question. It will be on a higher exchange, and I will be touching it if it stays above $1 and holds a bottom. That is my criteria. There is no debate here to be had with Buffalo Fireside Chats because I like the stock. I just don't like where it's at right now. I need this to uplist and get the uplist out of the way, and I'm back in as long as it bottoms out and doesn't get beat down. So that's my prediction. We are going to be uplisted with Ilus, and we're going to see if the bag holders were correct. It's going to go to the moon when we uplist, or it's going to get beaten down into a pulp, destroying them bag holders, beating them into oblivion, really. And they'll just average down and say, don't worry, guys, one day it'll go up. Aitx stock, my prediction for 2026 is we get the uplist as well, whether they do it via reverse merger or reverse split or some other method. If they are set on doing an uplist in 2026, as Steve Reinhardt has mentioned, then we should see this one on a higher exchange as well by that point in time. So by 2026, we will have Aitx, we will have Ilus on higher exchanges, and it's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on both to see how they perform. The difference between Aitx and Ilus, though, is one is an AI stock. The other one is, I don't even know what the other one is, firefighting. They're all over the place. They made a bunch of acquisitions. They're all over the place. They're going to be a conglomerate. Blah blah blah. But so far they haven't followed through much on anything. They keep pushing things back. But they're not an pure AI play like Aitx is or SoundHound is or Nvidia is, etc. etc. I could go on and on about pure AI plays. So I would say Aitx has the better chance at actually getting a net return on bag holders' investments, in my opinion, because it is an AI stock. We've seen what AI stocks can do. We've seen what they can do. We've seen AI stock explode. So, but AITX has to clean up that balance sheet. It has a lot of cleaning up to do. But they are transparent. They communicate. So there's a lot more potential with this one. Whereas Ilus does the complete opposite. Who knows how well it's going to go when they get to that higher exchange. Again, it's going to depend entirely on how they uplist. So we're going to have two uplisted stocks, and it's going to be just so interesting to see who was right, who was wrong. Maybe both are wrong. Maybe Aitx and Ilus uplist, and they both take a beating back down to pennies, and then just follow the Mullen stock route, where it just continues to fall, never to recover ever again. It's going to depend entirely on how they get up there to that higher exchange. So that's it for Aitx. That is my prediction. We're going to uplist. Let's see if it bottoms out somewhere, and we're going to continue to trade it at that point, because I'm not trading penny stocks anymore. Like I said, I'm done. I'm going to walk away from penny stocks. I've seen too many people destroy themselves with penny stocks. I mean, Buffalo Fireside Chats recently made a video saying he's going to double down and put, over 70K into Ilus, because he's already down so much on it, so he's going to double down. Like I've seen people destroy themselves with penny stocks. So why would I continue trading penny stocks after hearing so many similar stories? That's it. I'm just walking away. Aitx is the last penny stock I trade. But guess what? Ilus and Aitx are going to uplist, right? So they're going to be above $1. They're going to be above $5, right? Because they're going to go to the moon, right? So if that's the case, then it's no longer a penny stock. And if that's the case, then of course I'm going to start accumulating it at bottoms if they form a bottom. If they start doing the Palantir thing, right? You know, this is me talking to you, to the shareholders. If this is going to go to the moon, right, after, because that's what happens, right? An uplist happens and we just go to the moon, guys. We're going to make so much money. These people who aren't buying right now at pennies, they're going to miss out. They don't know what they're missing out on. If it's going to do the Palantir, if it's going to follow Palantir and Ilus and Aitx, they're going to uplist and they're just going to continue to create these trading ranges that break out and then continue to follow that pattern. where it creates a trading range, breaks out, trading range, breaks out, trading range, breaks out, and it goes to $40 plus or $35 or whatever the case may be. If that's going to happen, then I will be there for it for both Ilus and Aitx, because clearly both companies are going to be winners long term, and the stocks are going to follow the ship. They're going to follow the company revenues, and we're going to just skyrocket. That's definitely how it works. Let's just ignore the fact that Nvidia made a huge buyback share announcement, beat on earnings, and still tanked $40. So, but no, seriously though, seriously, let's get serious for a second. It's going to be one hell of a ride these next couple of years, because we're finally going to get some uplift on these stocks, and we're going to see if it's true that these penny stocks are going to become, the next big thing. Oh, it's going to go to hundreds of dollars. We're going to be rich. Oh, I can't wait to see who's right and who's wrong, man. I can't wait. That is going to be fun if both fail miserably. But I don't think so. I don't think they're going to fail. I just think it's going to be a rough road to the top. Too many people think it's just going to be a straight line to hundreds of dollars or $30 or $10 or whatever the ridiculous price target people want to put on Aitx or Ilus, but people think it's just going to be a straight road to the top. It's just going to moon. Yeah, it's going to moon. We're going to bag the institutional investors, right? When you look at Palantir, and you can see it's not just a straight shot to the upside. It took years for this to finally get to $35. And yet there's some really ridiculous people who think, oh, we're going to uplist and Ilus and Aitx and my favorite penny stock, whichever it may be, it's just going to go straight to 50. Yeah, those people aren't that bright. They're taking a big risk, but it might pay off. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I just told you, hey, there's two sides of the coin here. Either Ilus and Aitx uplist and they get destroyed, or they slowly but surely over the long term continue to do the Palantir thing, where they create higher floors and keep climbing, and slowly but surely a lot of investors are very happy because they keep getting a massive return on their investment as it goes from dollars to 30 and then 50 and so on and so forth. Maybe Ilus and Aitx are the next Palantir. Maybe. We'll see about that. We'll see. You know, I'm not even going to be sarcastic and say I doubt it. More like we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to doubt it. We'll see. Let the price action and the company do its thing, and let's see what happens. And Cybl is the last one. I think Cybl is probably just going to stay where it is. Honestly, I think by 2026, it's just going to stay where it is. I think it's one of those stocks that's just, I think it's done for. It's down 40%. Is that correct? I think it's done for. I think it's just done. It's finished. It's finished. This is the only one out of all the penny stocks that I've ever talked about since I started this channel. This is the only one that went to CE. And it's going to take, who knows how long it's going to take for this to get out of there. And I don't know. I just don't see the fact that the CEO let it get down there, and the fact that it took so long for him to actually get the ball rolling on getting that CE taken away, removed, whatever. And the fact that he has a history of making things up and just copy and pasting PRs and going on video and saying all this good stuff. Oh, shareholder value. Don't worry, guys, we're working on it. But really, he wasn't. People forget. I haven't forgotten. This guy was copy and pasting every single Friday the same exact PR. He would reward a few things here and there, and eventually someone called him out, and he just stopped and deleted all those messages, all those tweets. So I think, if I'm being honest with you, until that designation gets removed, I think by 2026 this thing is still going to be right where it's at, sitting down here at double zeros, dead in the water. It's going to go nowhere. The ones holding a giant bag on it are gonna hope that one day it comes back up for them, because I know some people put 5 figures, and the more ridiculous people put 6 figures. Unfortunately for them, I think Buffalo Fireside Chats said he has a bag on this one too. A lot of people got themselves bagged, and not only bagged, but bagged. Like, when I say bagged, I mean they got themselves bagged. Like, they went in with way too much money for what is a penny stock. Like, you should not be putting 5 figures, 6 figures into a penny stock. If you have 5 or 6 figures, you should just be like just buy Nvidia and shut up and dividends. And that's it. Like your your portfolio should just be Nvidia and dividends at that point. If you have 5 or 6 figures, I don't get it. The volatility that OTC offers, it attracts the people that don't have a lot of money, that only have like a grand or 2 grand, who are trying to double that. I'm surprised at how many people I've met that have like 5, 6 figures and they want to get rich so quick that they're willing to risk that much. And I just don't, on a penny stock, and I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked at how many people out there that are just you're betting big and you're really hoping. And I don't think that's smart. I think, I mean, nah, that's just, I don't get it, man. It's like they think about the reward. Hey, if this 6 figures, if this penny stock goes to $1, I mean, I'm gonna turn this 6 figures into generational wealth, and I don't have to work anymore, and my family doesn't have to work, kids don't have to work, future generations don't have to work. I get it. I get it. Nobody wants to be clocking in and out for the next 40 years, but you're taking such a massive risk that you probably would have been better off just buying Nvidia and dividend stocks, and then in 20 years you can retire at 55 or 45, depending on when you start. Because I know a guy that's 16, he started working at McDonald's and he knew about the stock market and he was invested in a lot of dividends, and he retired at 45 because he didn't have kids, as you can imagine. He didn't have kids, he didn't have a girlfriend, he just kept accumulating dividend stocks with every paycheck. And yeah, so it's possible, but it took him, 20 plus years to get to that point. So he had the patience and discipline, but a lot of these people just don't have that. They want to achieve what this guy achieved from the age of 16 to 45 in like days, which is absolutely ridiculous. And they don't think about the risk. They just think about the reward. They just think, well, if it goes down, I'll just add more. Well, if it keeps going down, I'll just add more. Well, okay, if it reverse splits, I'll just add more. I mean, eventually things don't go straight down forever, right? It'll come back up. It'll come back up. It'll run, and I'll make a lot of money and generational. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's that stupid. That's the mentality. I'm telling you right now what their mentality is. Their mentality is I'll stop there. I'll stop. I don't think it speaks for itself. And Cybl stock, my prediction is it's just gonna stay where it is. That's, I don't see it going anywhere. I'm sorry, but until OTCM finishes reviewing whatever they need to review and get this destination out of the way, I don't see, we're not going to see anything coming from Cybl. I mean, it's already been what, 2 years? It's almost 2 years since it came down here to double zeros. I 4 years are going to go by, and I'm just going to tell you the same thing. Yeah, this thing is dead. 10 years are going to go by. Yeah, this thing is dead. I just don't see it going anywhere. This one has the least potential. It has the most potential if it wasn't down here, and if it didn't have the CE designation. That's what's funny, because it gets government. It's literally in the Department of Defense. But the big problem here is it's got that CE. So even though it has the most potential, it actually has the least potential because of where it's at. If it had never gone into CE, we would see this at least at double zero still. We would see it at double zeros, or at least hold 1 penny. Because we know what penny stocks are. A lot of people think that penny stocks are just going to pump to $1, but that's not the world we're living in anymore. We're not in 2021. Penny stocks, they get their pump and then they dump. You have no idea how many people told me when Aitx pumped to 1 penny, they told me that I was wrong, that it's not going to come back down nice and cheap to 002s, 003s, and here we are. So that's how foolish these people are in the Aitx Discord. For 3 years, this thing has had pumps, and they always dump. And for some reason, they think that this was going to be the big run, 25 cents, $1. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. Hopefully, you guys are watching this and you walk away thinking to yourself, yes, I should just be patient and disciplined. That's really the big takeaway. Patience and discipline is rewarded by the stock market. Anything outside of that, good luck, because the market is there to abuse you and take your money. But you're trying to do the opposite. We're trying to abuse the market and take advantage of any trading ranges. Let me just point to one real quick. And I think I talk about that in my pamphlet in the description below. If you find a trading range or a bottom that holds, abuse the hell out of it, because the market will abuse you, and it will have no trouble doing so. It will do it happily. So take advantage of the market. If it gives you something to abuse it. Keep buying the bottom of those ranges and keep swinging trading them. Make your money, rinse and repeat till the bottom breaks out, and when it does, you take the loss and you move on to another play. That's it for the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next one.